Did you know that the human brain is wired to remember negative experiences more vividly than positive ones? It's a survival mechanism, one that has us replaying a harsh word or an unkind gesture over and over, long after the moment has passed. This is why, on a day filled with compliments, a single negative comment can feel like it weighs more than all the positive feedback combined. It's not just you, it's how we're all programmed. But here's the good news. We can rewire this part of our brain. Today we're diving deep into understanding why negativity sticks, how it affects our daily lives, and most importantly, how we can overcome this natural bias to lead happier, more fulfilled lives. If you've ever found yourself overshadowed by a cloud of negativity, or if you're just curious about how to flip the script on your brain's natural tendencies, you're in the right place. Stay tuned as we unravel the secrets to not just coping, but thriving in a world that can often feel like it's skewed towards the negative. Did you know that the average person spends about 90,000 hours at work over their lifetime? Yet astonishingly, a vast majority report feeling disconnected from their true passions and purpose during these hours. Stick around as we dive deep into rediscovering your passions and aligning your career with what truly lights you up inside. And hey, if you find value in what we're about to explore, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with someone who needs to hear this message, subscribe for more content like this, and remember to watch every part of this video without skipping, because every moment is packed with insights you won't want to miss.
Morning routine disrupted. Picture this. It's one of those mornings where everything just feels right. You've got your favorite playlist humming softly in the background. The sun is painting the sky with hues of orange and pink. And there you are, curled up in your coziest chair with a steaming hot cup of tea in hand. You're just taking a moment for yourself, scrolling through your phone, catching up on messages, maybe even checking out what's new on your favorite social platforms. It's peaceful, it's serene, it's your little bubble of calm in the chaos of everyday life. You're feeling pretty good, grounded, and ready to tackle whatever the day throws at you. But then, out of nowhere it happens. You stumble upon a comment, a message, or maybe even an email that just hits differently. Maybe it's someone having a go at you over something trivial, or perhaps it's a bit of unexpected bad news that you weren't prepared to deal with right now. It could even be a passive-aggressive note that you know shouldn't bother you, but somehow does. Whatever it is, it's like a bolt of lightning zapping through your bubble of peace. Suddenly, that warm, sunny morning feels a bit colder, a bit grayer. Just like that, your vibe feels like it's been hijacked by this unexpected intrusion of negativity. We've all found ourselves in this situation, haven't we? Whether it's online, where anonymity sometimes gives people the license to be harsher than they might be face-to-face, or in the real world, where encounters with negativity can come from anywhere. A coworker, a friend, or even a stranger. It's almost like a universal experience, a shared nod to the fact that no matter how insulated we try to make our little worlds, negativity finds a way to creep in. But here's where the real magic happens, or at least where it can happen. It's all about how we choose to respond to these disruptions. See, while we can't control what comes at us, we have all the power in deciding how we let it affect us. This moment, this interruption to our peace, can actually be a pivot point, a chance to practice resilience, to reinforce our boundaries, or to simply learn something new about ourselves. It's these moments that test us, that invite us to either sink into the negativity or to rise above it, stronger and more centered than before. So, as we navigate through our discussion today, let's keep this scene in mind. It's not just about a ruined morning or a spoiled mood. It's a microcosm of life's greater challenges and how we, as individuals, choose to face them. It's about finding our inner strength, our grace under pressure, and our capacity for kindness and understanding, even and especially when it's hardest to muster. Because in the end, these moments don't just change our mornings, They have the potential to change us for the better.
Understanding and empowerment. Isn't it peculiar how a single negative comment can cling to us like a shadow long after it's been said, while dozens of positive ones seem to float away like balloons into the sky, barely noticed? It's one of life's frustrating mysteries, akin to accidentally spilling coffee on your favorite shirt. You know, that moment when you're dressed and ready to conquer the day, only to have that dark stain demand all your attention, becoming the only thing you can see. It's irritating, disheartening, and let's be honest, a little bit ridiculous when you step back and think about it. But, and here's where we turn the tables, we hold the power not to let it ruin our shirt, our mood, or even our entire day. Consider this. Often the negativity thrown our way says more about the person dishing it out than it does about us. It's like each person is a book filled with their own stories, struggles, and insecurities. When someone lashes out with negativity, it's a reflection of a chapter from their book, not yours. They might be dealing with issues we can't see, struggling with their own self-esteem, or simply projecting their unhappiness onto others. It's not really about you, you're just the screen they're projecting onto. Here's a thought that might just change the way you look at things. The opinion of others about you is none of your business. It's a powerful piece of wisdom that, once embraced, can be absolutely liberating. It suggests that we can, and should, detach ourselves from the weight of others' judgments and criticisms. After all, why should someone else's issue become your burden? Why let someone else's bad day turn into your bad day? This mindset is empowering on so many levels. It's about recognizing that you have the authority over how you feel and how you react. It's about understanding that you can acknowledge someone's negative comment without letting it penetrate your sense of self or disturb your peace. Imagine walking through a rainstorm with an invisible shield. The negativity just slides right off, never actually touching you. But how do we get there? It starts with a conscious decision to not let external negativity dictate our internal landscape. It's about building a mental resilience that acts like a filter, letting in constructive criticism, because let's face it, we can all learn and grow, while deflecting baseless negativity. It's about cultivating a sense of self-worth that's rooted so deeply within us that no outside force can shake it. Embracing this philosophy can transform how we navigate through life. It doesn't mean we won't ever feel the sting of a harsh word or an unfair judgment, but it does mean that we don't have to carry those words with us or let them define our day, our worth, or our path forward. In the grand tapestry of life, these moments of negativity are just tiny stitches. They don't have to become the pattern unless we let them. So next time you find yourself facing negativity, whether it's in the form of a comment, a look, or even a direct criticism, remember this. You have the power to decide its impact. You can choose to see it for what it often is, a reflection of someone else's struggles, not a measure of your worth. And with this realization, you can keep your peace, your confidence, and yes, even your favorite shirt, spotless and unruined by the spills of life.
Journey of self-discovery. Isn't it curious how we sometimes let the judgments or opinions of others cloud our own perceptions of ourselves? It's like walking around with a mirror that reflects not our true selves, but the distortions cast by others' views and words. We all have those moments, don't we? Moments when criticism or negativity from someone else begins to overshadow our own truths, making us question our worth, our decisions, and even our capabilities. It's as if their words become the lens through which we view ourselves, and that, my friends, is a slippery slope. But here's where the plot twists. What if we decided to shake off that negativity like dust off our shoulders? What if we chose to embark on a journey of self-discovery that allows us to find out who we truly are, untouched and undiminished by others' perceptions? This journey I'm talking about isn't a leisurely stroll in the park. It's more like a deep dive into the very core of our being, a quest to uncover our authentic selves beneath layers of imposed judgments, societal expectations, and, yes, even our own self-doubt. This exploration is not about putting on blinders to the negativity or pretending toxic people don't exist in our lives. Oh no, it's far more empowering than that. It's about building an inner fortress so strong, so resilient, that the harsh words and judgments of others can't penetrate it. It's about recognizing our inherent worth and standing firm in it, come what may. So how do we embark on this journey? It starts with self-reflection, with taking a moment to pause and ask ourselves some hard questions. Why do I give so much power to the opinions of others? What truths about myself have I allowed to be overshadowed by someone else's judgments? And most importantly, what are my unique strengths and values that define me, irrespective of what anyone else thinks? As we delve into these questions, we begin to peel back the layers of noise and confusion that have muted our true selves. We start to see our reflections not as others define us, but as we truly are, flawed, yes, but also beautiful, strong, and immeasurably valuable. This process of self-discovery is transformative, not because it changes who we are, but because it reveals who we've always been beneath the surface. Remember, this journey of self-reflection and self-discovery is uniquely yours. It's about reacquainting yourself with the person you are at your core, beyond everyone else's opinions, beyond even the stories you've told yourself about who you are supposed to be. It's a journey towards recognizing and embracing your inner strength and worth. So let's make a pact here and now to not let the judgments of others dim our light. Instead, let's commit to a journey of self-discovery, to building our inner strength, and to really knowing our worth. Because once we do, the negative voices, both external and internal, lose their power over us. And that, my friends, is where true empowerment begins.
Self-awareness, your superpower. Diving deeper into the realm of self-awareness, let's explore this incredible tool, a sort of superpower that we all possess but often overlook. You know those moments, right? When someone says something, maybe without even a hint of malice, and it just gets under your skin, or those times when a particular person seems to have the uncanny ability to drive you up the wall without even trying. We often brand these individuals as toxic, a term that's become all too common in our everyday vernacular. But have you ever stopped to think about the power you hold in these scenarios? It's far too easy to get caught up in the emotional storm they seem to bring with them, to get lost in the fog of irritation, frustration, or even anger they create. Now here's a thought that might just shift the way you navigate through these murky waters. Self-awareness. Yes, it might sound like just another buzzword, but bear with me. Imagine for a moment that self-awareness is like having a detailed map of your emotional landscape. It's about knowing precisely which routes are prone to landslides, those pesky triggers, and which paths offer a scenic, peaceful journey. This kind of knowledge is immensely powerful. When you understand what sets you off, you're no longer at the mercy of external circumstances or people's actions. Instead, you find yourself in the driver's seat, able to navigate away from potential emotional pitfalls. But how does this look in real life? Let's paint a picture. Imagine you're in a situation where normally you'd react, maybe with anger, maybe with defensiveness, but this time, armed with the map of your triggers, you see the situation for what it truly is, an opportunity to choose a different path. Instead of engaging and letting the situation escalate, you step aside, emotionally speaking. This isn't about avoidance or suppression. No, it's about choosing not to engage in a battle that serves no one, least of all you. This act of stepping aside, of consciously deciding not to let someone else's words or actions dictate your emotional state, is an act of profound strength. It's a clear demonstration of your respect for yourself and your peace of mind. And let's be clear, maintaining your emotional distance doesn't mean you don't care or that you're indifferent. It means that you value your peace and well-being above getting entangled in unnecessary drama. It's about recognizing that not every comment needs a rebuttal Not every criticism warrants your attention, and not every battle is yours to fight. Self-awareness, in this sense, becomes your superpower. It's what allows you to move through the world with a sense of calm and stability, no matter the chaos that may swirl around you. It empowers you to stay true to yourself, to remain aligned with your values and beliefs, even when faced with challenges that would have once thrown you off course. So, the next time you find yourself facing a situation or person capable of pushing your buttons, remember the power of self-awareness. Remember that you have the choice to step aside, to protect your peace, and in doing so, you're not showing weakness, but the utmost strength and wisdom.
Practical steps and daily life integration. I know, just hearing about bringing more awareness and mindfulness into our routine might make some of you roll your eyes. It sounds like one of those things that's easier said than done, right? I mean, sure, in a perfect world, we'd all love to handle every curveball life throws at us with the grace of a Zen master. But here we are, in the real world, where sometimes just getting out of bed on time feels like a Herculean effort. Remember learning to tie your shoelaces? At first, it was this complex puzzle of loops and knots. You'd fumble, get frustrated, maybe even give up and run to someone older for help. But with practice, what happened? It became second nature. You didn't have to think about it. Your fingers just knew what to do. That's a bit like what we're talking about here, building a habit, a new way of responding to life's less than pleasant moments. So when negativity does come knocking, and it will because that's life, what if you paused for just a second before reacting? Imagine someone's just cut you off in traffic, or you've received a less than flattering comment on social media. Your pulse quickens, your cheeks might flush with anger, and you're ready to unleash your frustration. But here's where you can change the game. By taking that step back, ask yourself, why is this bothering me so much? Is it really about the person who cut you off? Or could it be that you're already feeling stressed about something else, and this was just the tipping point? Is the negative comment touching a nerve because it's highlighting a doubt you already have about yourself? These moments of introspection are like mini training sessions for your mind. Each time you stop and reflect, you're building up your mental resilience, much like how a runner strengthens their muscles through consistent training. This doesn't mean you're ignoring your feelings or letting people walk all over you. Far from it. You're actually taking more control over how you respond to situations, ensuring that your reactions align with who you want to be, rather than being at the mercy of external circumstances. And let's be real, mastering this won't happen overnight. It's a process, a journey filled with trial and error. There will be days when you nail it, and others when you don't. That's just part of being human. But the beauty of it is, every day gives you a new set of opportunities to try again, to be a little better, a little more resilient, and a little more in tune with yourself. By making this practice a regular part of your life, you'll start to notice a shift in how you face challenges. Instead of being overwhelmed by negativity, you'll find yourself approaching obstacles with a clearer, calmer mind, and that's a superpower in itself, being able to stay grounded amidst the chaos of everyday life. So, embrace the process, celebrate the small victories, and remember that every step back to ask, "Why does this bother me?" is a step forward in your journey to becoming a more resilient, mindful you.
Forgiveness and learning from the past. Have you ever found yourself staring up at the night sky, completely mesmerized by the vastness of it all? It's one of those experiences that can make you feel incredibly small, yet profoundly connected to the universe at the same time. Those stars, twinkling away millions of miles from us, have a way of putting things into perspective, don't they? They shine their light across the vast emptiness of space, much like the way certain individuals in our lives light up our darkest days with their kindness, empathy, and positivity. It's a beautiful reminder of the good out there, of the light in the midst of darkness. But just as the night sky holds stars, it also harbors black holes, mysterious and all-consuming. Drawing a parallel to our lives, these black holes can be likened to the toxic individuals we sometimes encounter. You know the ones I'm talking about. People who seem to drain your energy, casting a shadow over your light, making everything around them feel heavy and oppressive. They can pull you into their negativity, trying to consume your positivity, your peace, just like a black hole pulling everything into its darkness. Now here's where the analogy gets interesting and, frankly, quite empowering. When astronomers navigate the cosmos, they don't attempt to eliminate black holes. They know that's impossible. Instead, they learn how to move around them, how to observe and understand them from a safe distance. This is precisely the approach we can take with the toxic individuals in our lives. It's not about trying to change them or avoid them entirely. That's often not feasible. It's about learning how to navigate our lives around them, using forgiveness and the lessons from past experiences as our navigational tools. Forgiveness, in this context, isn't about excusing their behavior or forgetting the impact it's had on us. Rather, it's about freeing ourselves from the hold that bitterness and resentment can have on our hearts. It's acknowledging that holding on to anger is like allowing a black hole to keep its grip on us, pulling us away from the light of our stars, the people and experiences that bring us joy and fulfillment. And then there's the power of learning from our past experiences. Each encounter with negativity, with those who drain us, offers invaluable lessons if we're willing to see them. Perhaps it's learning to set strong boundaries, or maybe it's the realization of our own strength and resilience in the face of adversity. Like navigators charting a course through the stars, we too can use these experiences to guide us, helping us steer clear of situations that might pull us into darkness again. So, as we look up at the night sky, let's draw inspiration from the cosmic dance of stars and black holes. Let's embrace forgiveness, not for the sake of those who've wronged us, but for our own peace of mind. And let's carry the lessons from our past experiences like a map, guiding us through life's journey. In doing so, we find a way to coexist with the black holes without letting them dim our light, moving gracefully in the orbit of our own lives, guided by the stars that shine brightly in our sky.
Emotional stability, finding your inner calm. Navigating through life's ups and downs can sometimes feel like we're lost in a thick, impenetrable fog. You know the feeling, right? It's like every direction looks the same and every step feels uncertain. You're surrounded by negativity, whether it's the daily news, a challenging work environment, or even just the general stress of modern life. It can get overwhelming, leaving you feeling lost and disoriented. But here's a thought that might just act as your compass through that fog: the concept of emotional stability. Now let's pause for a moment and picture something together. Imagine you're a mountain. Yes, a mountain, vast, majestic, and firmly rooted in the earth. Around you, the weather is in constant flux. Storms rage, winds howl, and rain lashes against your slopes. Yet there you stand, unwavering and serene. This image of the mountain is a powerful metaphor for emotional stability. It symbolizes the strength and calm we can embody, regardless of the chaos that surrounds us. This kind of stability doesn't mean we're indifferent or numb to the world around us. Far from it. It signifies a deep-rooted peace and understanding that, while we can't control every aspect of our lives or the actions of others, we have complete autonomy over our reactions. It's about acknowledging our feelings, yes, even the messy, uncomfortable ones, without letting them uproot us. Now, achieving this might sound daunting, but one of the most effective tools at our disposal is mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness doesn't require any special equipment or a silent retreat in the mountains, though that does sound nice. It starts with simple, everyday moments. It's taking a deep breath when you're feeling overwhelmed, noticing the sensations of your feet touching the ground as you walk, or truly listening to a friend without thinking about what you'll say next. Mindfulness is about being present in the moment, observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment. Incorporating mindfulness into our daily lives can help clear that fog of negativity. It's like suddenly finding a path through the woods on a foggy day. The fog hasn't necessarily lifted, but we've found a way to navigate through it. We begin to realize that chaos isn't all there is. There's beauty, stability, and peace to be found, even in the midst of a storm. Emotional stability, then, is not about avoiding storms or pretending they don't exist. It's about learning to stand firm, like the mountain, knowing that the storm will pass and that we have the inner strength to weather it. This inner calm doesn't mean the challenges of life won't affect us. Rather, it means we face them with a sense of peace and clarity. We learn to respond rather than react, to embrace life's unpredictability with openness and resilience. So the next time you find yourself feeling lost in the fog of negativity, remember the mountain. Remember that within you is the ability to find peace amid chaos, to stand firm in the face of adversity, and to navigate life's storms with a heart of calm. It's a journey, of course, and one that takes practice, patience, and compassion towards ourselves. But it's a journey well worth embarking on, for on the other side of that fog lies clarity, strength, and a profound sense of inner peace.
Setting healthy boundaries. Imagine for a moment that your life is a vast, blank canvas. Each day, with every interaction you have, you're adding to this masterpiece. It's a beautiful thought, isn't it? With a palette of endless colors at your disposal, you have the power to create something truly unique and breathtaking. Now think about the different strokes on this canvas. Some are vibrant, filled with the colors of love, laughter, and joy. These strokes come from moments shared with good friends, loving family, and fulfilling passions. They're the interactions that light us up inside, adding depth and beauty to our life's artwork. But as we all know too well, not all strokes are quite so bright. Some are darker, heavier, laden with the negativity or toxicity of certain interactions and relationships. These are the brush strokes left by people and situations that drain our energy, that leave us feeling a little less vibrant, a little more faded. It's an unavoidable part of life, but here's where it gets interesting. Just as an artist decides which colors to add to their palette, we too have the choice in deciding which interactions we allow to color our canvas. This, my friends, is where setting healthy boundaries comes into play. Setting boundaries is not about building walls or shutting people out. It's more nuanced than that. It's about knowing your worth, understanding your limits, and respecting your own peace enough to protect it. It's saying, this is where I draw the line, with kindness and firmness. It's choosing not to let those dark, heavy brushstrokes dominate your canvas, but instead making space for more of the colors that truly reflect who you are and aspire to be. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, easier said than done. And you're right. Setting and maintaining boundaries can be incredibly challenging. It often requires us to have difficult conversations, to stand up for ourselves, and sometimes to make tough decisions about the people and activities we allow in our lives. It might mean saying no more often, prioritizing your own needs, or stepping back from relationships that are more draining than fulfilling. But here's the thing, every time you assert a boundary, you're making a deliberate choice about where you invest your precious energy. You're deciding that your peace, your well-being, and your personal growth are worth protecting. And with each boundary you set, you're adding more of those light, beautiful brush strokes to your canvas, making your life's artwork richer and more vibrant. Think of setting boundaries as an act of self-love and self-respect. It's acknowledging that you are the artist of your life, and you have the agency to choose how your masterpiece will look. It's understanding that while you can't control the actions or reactions of others, you can control how much they affect you and your journey. So as you go about your day, your week, your life, remember the power of boundaries. Remember that it's okay to choose which colors you allow on your canvas and which ones you don't. Embrace the beauty of saying yes to what enriches your life and no to what diminishes it. And always, always remember that your peace is precious, your energy is valuable, and your canvas is yours alone to paint.
Energy, management, guarding your peace. In the vast landscape of our daily lives, our energy is perhaps the most precious resource we have. It fuels our passions, powers our happiness, and enables us to give the best of ourselves to the people and projects that matter most. But just as a city guards its resources and treasures behind robust walls, we too must learn to protect our energy, our very essence, with the same vigilance and care. Picture, if you will, your energy as the city wall of an ancient, thriving metropolis. This city is your peace, your inner sanctuary, a place where your spirit resides and flourishes. Now life, with all its demands and interactions, is like the world outside those city walls. Every day we encounter a myriad of people, each with their own energies, agendas, and emotional states. These interactions are akin to travelers from distant lands standing at our gates, seeking entrance. Herein lies a crucial choice, one that we must make time and time again. Do we open the gates and let them in, or do we guard our walls, choosing carefully who or what we allow into our sacred city? This act of choosing is not about isolation or shutting ourselves away from the world. Rather, it's about discernment, about recognizing which interactions will enrich our city and which ones may deplete its resources. It's understanding that some encounters, while seemingly benign or even beneficial, can subtly drain our energy, leaving us feeling less vibrant, less ourselves. Conversely, there are those interactions that bring with them light and vitality, that contribute to our city's prosperity and joy, reinforcing our walls and making them even more resilient. Managing our energy, then, becomes an exercise in wisdom and self-awareness. It's knowing that our city has limited resources and that to squander them on every traveler who comes to our gates is to risk the health and happiness of our inner sanctuary. It's recognizing that some days, especially when the winds of challenge blow fiercely and threaten our peace, it might be prudent to close the gates, to conserve our energy, and focus on fortifying the city from within. But how do we make these decisions? How do we know when to open our gates and when to keep them closed? The answer lies in tuning into our intuition, listening closely to our inner voice, and paying attention to how different interactions affect our energy. It's about noticing which encounters leave us feeling uplifted and rejuvenated, and which ones leave us feeling drained and diminished. This awareness becomes our compass, guiding our decisions on where to allocate our precious energy. Engaging with the world from this place of mindful energy management doesn't mean we miss out on the richness of human connection. On the contrary, it allows us to engage more fully, more authentically, because we are choosing to interact from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. We open our gates to those who bring mutual respect, joy, and growth, creating a city that's not only prosperous, but also peaceful. So as you navigate the bustling streets of your day-to-day life, remember the metaphor of the city and its walls. Guard your energy with the care and attention it deserves. Know that it's okay to say no, to take a step back, and to prioritize your peace. After all, a city that's well guarded, that knows when to open its gates and when to fortify its walls, is a city that thrives, and the same is true for each and every one of us.
The power of goals and focus. Diving into the concept of goals and their transformative power feels akin to embarking on a grand voyage. Imagine, if you will, setting sail on the vast ocean of life. The waters are unpredictable, sometimes calm and clear, other times tempestuous and murky. In these moments of uncertainty and challenge, what keeps us steering true and not veering off course? The answer is as simple as it is profound: our goals. Goals, in their essence, are not just checkpoints or destinations on a map. They are the lighthouse guiding us home. They stand tall and steadfast, a beacon of light piercing through the fog of daily distractions, doubts, and the negativity that can sometimes surround us. It's easy, oh so easy, to get lost in the sea of other people's opinions, to find ourselves tossed about by waves of skepticism or criticism. It's too hard, they might say, or why bother? And in those moments, it's our goals, our personal lighthouses, that remind us of the direction we want to be heading. But let's be clear, having goals isn't just about starting a desire or a wish into the void and hoping it somehow comes to fruition. It's about focus, about dedicating our energy and attention to the pursuit of something that matters deeply to us. This focus is what turns the rudder, what cuts through the waves and keeps us moving forward, even when the storm rages and the wind howls. Imagine for a moment the captain of a ship in the midst of a storm. Around them, the sea churns and the sky darkens. It would be all too easy to give in to panic, to let go of the wheel and be at the mercy of the elements. But the captain keeps their eyes fixed on the lighthouse, on the beacon that promises safe harbor and calm seas, their hands steady on the wheel, their course true, guided by that light on the horizon. This is the essence of focus. It's not about ignoring the storm or pretending the challenges don't exist. It's about seeing them, acknowledging them, but choosing to keep moving forward regardless. Setting and pursuing goals with focus and determination is a declaration of our resilience, our willingness to navigate through the choppy waters of life without losing sight of what we value and aspire to achieve. It's about saying, yes, the journey is hard. Yes, there are obstacles, but my eyes are on the lighthouse, and I will not be deterred. So as we chart our course through life, let us remember the power of goals and focus. Let them be the lighthouses guiding us, keeping us anchored in our purpose and direction, no matter the storms we may face. And with each wave, we conquer. With every gust of wind, we withstand. We grow stronger, more capable, more determined to reach the shores of our aspirations. Keep your eyes on the lighthouse, my friends. Your goals are within reach, guiding you home through any storm.
Seeking support, you're not alone. Embarking on life's journey, it's almost guaranteed that we'll encounter our fair share of storms and fog, those periods of negativity that can darken our days and muddy our paths. It's during these times that our natural instinct might be to retreat inward, to navigate these choppy waters alone. After all, society often glorifies the lone warrior, the solitary hero who overcomes adversity with nothing but their own grit and determination. But here's a truth that's not shared often enough. Reaching out for support, opening up about our struggles, is not only brave but profoundly wise. Let's talk about the incredible strength found in vulnerability. The act of seeking support, of saying, "Hey, I'm struggling and could use a hand," is a powerful declaration of your own humanity and a recognition of the interconnectedness of our experiences. It's an acknowledgement that yes, while our journeys are personal, they don't have to be solitary. Imagine walking through a thick fog, so dense you can't see more than a few feet ahead. Now picture someone coming alongside you with a lantern, their light merging with yours, making the path ahead clearer for both of you. This is what seeking support is like. It's a mutual exchange of light and understanding that can illuminate paths previously hidden by the fog of negativity. But where does one find such support? It could be a friend who's always known how to listen without judgment, a family member whose advice feels like a balm to your worries, or even communities and support groups, both online and in the real world, where shared experiences form the foundation of collective wisdom. The act of sharing your story, your fears, and your hopes not only lightens your own load, but can also be a beacon for others who might feel lost in their own fogs of doubt. And let's not overlook the power of professional support. Therapists, counselors, and coaches can offer not just understanding, but also tools and strategies to navigate through negativity more effectively. They can provide a map of sorts, drawn from both their professional expertise and the shared experiences of others, guiding you through the fog with greater confidence. Remember, using the collective wisdom of those around us doesn't mean we're abdicating our own power or ability to navigate through life's challenges. On the contrary, it's a way of arming ourselves with more knowledge, more strategies, and more points of light to guide our way. It's a recognition that the fog of negativity, though daunting, is not impenetrable, and that we don't have to face it alone. So if you're feeling weighed down by negativity, if the path ahead seems obscured and lonely, take a moment to consider reaching out. Whether it's to a trusted friend, a supportive family member, a community of like-minded individuals, or a professional, remember that seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness. It's a step towards not just navigating through the fog, but also towards clearing it, revealing the sunlit paths that were there all along, waiting to be walked in the company of others. Remember, in the journey of life, you're not alone.
Controlling negative self-talk. Isn't it fascinating how the conversations we have with ourselves, those inner dialogues that play out in the privacy of our minds, can have such a profound impact on our lives? It's as though we're constantly narrating our own story, and the tone, words, and themes we choose can either lift us up or weigh us down. During moments of challenge or negativity, this internal narrative becomes especially pivotal. It can be our greatest ally, bolstering our spirits and guiding us through the storm, or our biggest enemy, undermining our confidence and magnifying our doubts. Let's consider an analogy that beautifully captures the essence of this idea. Envision your mind as a garden. This garden is a reflection of your inner world, with lush soil, vibrant blooms, and the potential for boundless growth. Now, just like any garden, it requires care, attention, and above all, the right seeds. When we engage in positive self-talk, it's akin to planting seeds of positivity and resilience in this garden. Over time, with sunlight, water, and nurturing, these seeds sprout and grow, transforming your garden into a thriving, flourishing space, even amidst the inevitable weeds of negativity that crop up. Conversely, negative self-talk can be likened to neglecting your garden, or worse, sowing seeds of doubt, fear, and defeat. These seeds, left unchecked, can grow into pervasive weeds, choking out the light and stifling the growth of anything positive. The beauty of this garden, however, lies in its resilience and in our power to cultivate it. Changing the way we speak to ourselves, especially during tough times, isn't merely an exercise in semantics. It's a profound act of self-empowerment. It's about consciously choosing which seeds to plant and which weeds to pull, recognizing that this choice can alter the landscape of our internal world. But how do we enact this change? It starts with awareness, catching ourselves in the act of negative self-talk and pausing to question its validity and usefulness. It's about challenging the automatic assumptions and reframing our thoughts to be more compassionate and constructive. Instead of berating ourselves for a mistake, we can acknowledge it as a learning opportunity. Instead of doubting our abilities, we can remind ourselves of our strengths and past successes. Each time we do this, it's as though we're tending to our garden, nurturing the positive and weeding out the negative. This process of changing our self-talk also involves forgiveness and patience. Our gardens weren't overgrown in a day, and they won't be transformed overnight. There will be times when the weeds seem too stubborn, when the negative thoughts resist our efforts to pull them out. But with persistence, the landscape does begin to change. The positive grows stronger and more resilient, able to withstand the occasional weed. In essence, controlling our negative self-talk and fostering a more positive internal dialogue is about reclaiming our power over our own minds. It's about choosing resilience over defeat, hope over despair. By carefully tending to the garden of our minds, we not only improve our immediate mental and emotional well-being, but also set the stage for long-term growth and fulfillment. So, the next time you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk, remember the garden, pause, reflect, and choose to plant a seed of positivity instead. Watch as your garden and your life begins to flourish in ways you never thought possible.
Adopting a solution-oriented approach. Imagine, if you will, that moment when you find yourself enveloped in a dense fog of negativity. It's disorienting, isn't it? The path ahead is obscured, your surroundings unclear, and it feels like every step could lead you deeper into confusion. Now, what if I told you that there's a way to not only find your way through this fog, but to actually clear it, revealing a path laden with opportunities and growth. This is the essence of adopting a solution-oriented approach. Let's delve a bit deeper into what this really means. A solution-oriented mindset isn't about ignoring the fog or pretending it doesn't exist. That would be like walking blindly, hoping not to stumble. Instead, it's about acknowledging the fog, recognizing its presence, and then, crucially, shifting your focus from the problem at hand to potential solutions. It's akin to pulling out a compass in the midst of that fog. The compass here isn't a magical device that makes the fog disappear, but it does provide you with a direction, a way forward. This approach is transformative. Instead of viewing each encounter with negativity or each obstacle in your path as a dead end, you begin to see them as challenges to overcome, puzzles to solve. Each problem becomes an opportunity to grow, to learn something new about yourself, to flex your creativity and resilience. It's like turning the game of life into a strategic endeavor where calmness and creativity are your most valued players. But how do we cultivate this mindset? First, it requires a shift in perspective. When faced with a challenge, take a moment to pause and breathe. This pause is crucial. It's your moment to step back, survey the board, and plan your next move. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? What's the most constructive step I can take right now? This doesn't mean you won't feel frustration, anger, or disappointment. Those are natural, valid responses. However, by focusing on solutions, you channel those emotions into action, into steps that move you forward rather than keeping you stuck. Another key aspect of adopting a solution-oriented approach is cultivating calmness. In the midst of negativity, our emotions can cloud your judgment and lead to reactive, often counterproductive responses. By fostering a sense of inner calm, you create a space between stimulus and response. In that space lies your power to choose, to decide how you'll navigate the challenge. This is where creativity comes into play. Sometimes, the most straightforward solution isn't apparent because it doesn't exist. You need to create it. This might involve thinking outside the box, trying something new, or viewing the problem from a different angle. Adopting a solution-oriented mindset doesn't guarantee that the path will always be clear or that solutions will be easy to find. However, it ensures that you're always moving, always learning, and always growing. It means that the fog of negativity, while it may slow you down, won't stop you. You have your compass, your calmness, and your creativity to guide you through. So the next time you find yourself facing negativity or obstacles, remember that you have the tools to clear your path. Embrace the challenge, focus on solutions, and watch as the fog begins to lift, revealing not just a way forward, but a way to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. That's the power of a solution-oriented approach.
Avoiding unnecessary conflicts. You've probably heard the old adage, choose your battles wisely. It's one of those timeless pieces of wisdom that echoes through the ages, finding relevance in the grand tapestry of human interactions, from the sprawling battlefields of history to the intimate skirmishes of our daily lives. Nowhere does this sage advice resonate more profoundly than in the realm of navigating through negativity and conflict. The reality is, our world is brimming with opportunities for confrontation, from the minor irritations that pepper our daily routines to the more significant, deeply rooted disputes that challenge our values and beliefs. Let's unpack this a bit, shall we? Think about the sheer volume of interactions we navigate on any given day. Each one carries the potential for conflict, for a clash of opinions, desires, or priorities. Now, imagine if you were to meet each of these potential conflicts with the same level of energy and engagement. It's exhausting to even consider, isn't it? This is where the wisdom of choosing your battles comes into sharp focus. The truth is, not every confrontation that crosses our path is worthy of our time and energy. Some disputes are like gusts of wind, momentary and without lasting impact. Engaging with them only serves to drain our resources, leaving us depleted for the moments that truly demand our strength and attention. This is where the art of discernment becomes invaluable. It involves taking a step back and evaluating the significance of the conflict at hand. Is this a matter of core values or is it a fleeting disagreement that will hold little relevance in the long run? Will engaging in this conflict lead to a constructive outcome, or will it simply fan the flames of discord without resolution? These are the questions that guide us in deciding where to invest our energy. Now, let's talk about silence. In a world that often equates loudness with strength and visibility with influence, the power of silence is vastly underrated. Silence, in the context of avoiding unnecessary conflicts, is not a sign of weakness or indifference. Rather, it's a strategic choice, a form of non-engagement that conserves your energy and maintains your peace. It's the recognition that some battles are better left unfought, that the space we choose not to fill with our words can sometimes speak volumes. Silence allows us to step away from the immediacy of conflict, providing room for reflection and often a more measured, effective response when action is truly warranted. Choosing not to react immediately or engaging in every potential conflict doesn't mean we're ignoring the issues at hand. It means we're being selective, choosing to direct our energy toward battles that truly matter, toward conflicts that, when engaged thoughtfully and deliberately, have the potential to foster growth, change, and deeper understanding. It's a practice in mindfulness, in being present with our choices and aware of the finite nature of our energy. Remember, every moment we choose not to engage in unnecessary conflict is a moment reclaimed for ourselves, for our peace, and for the battles that truly deserve our passion and attention. It's a lesson in conservation, in recognizing that the energy we save today is the energy we can invest tomorrow in causes, relationships, and endeavors that truly matter. So, the next time you're faced with the potential for conflict, take a moment to pause and consider. Is this a battle worth fighting? Or is this an opportunity to practice the powerful strategic art of silence, conserving your energy for the challenges that truly deserve your full engagement?
Detecting false cordiality. Navigating social interactions can sometimes feel like walking through a minefield, especially in environments where the line between friendliness and falseness blurs. We've all been there, right? Engaging in conversations that, on the surface, seem pleasant enough, but something in the air just feels off. It's like there's an undercurrent of insincerity, a shadow of something not quite genuine lurking behind a smile or a seemingly kind word. This, my friends, is the realm of false cordiality, a social dance that, if not recognized, can lead us into emotional quagmires or unnecessary conflicts. Understanding the nuances of false cordiality is akin to developing a sixth sense, a subtle yet powerful skill that can help us navigate interactions more smoothly and avoid getting burned. It's about tuning into the nonverbal cues that often speak louder than words. For instance, have you ever had a conversation where someone's words were saying one thing, but their body language screamed the opposite? Perhaps it was a smile that didn't quite reach their eyes, a tone of voice that carried a hint of sarcasm, or even a seemingly friendly gesture that somehow felt forced. These are the breadcrumbs, the little signs that something isn't quite right. Trust in your intuition plays a crucial role here. It's that gut feeling, the instinctual response that often knows the truth long before our rational mind catches up. When something feels off, it usually is. This doesn't mean we should become paranoid or start second-guessing every interaction. Rather, it's about being aware, about listening to that inner voice when it whispers that there's more to the situation than meets the eye. Recognizing false cordiality isn't about casting judgment or jumping to conclusions. It's about discernment, about understanding that not every friendly gesture is rooted in genuine intent, and that's okay. It's a part of human interaction, complex and multifaceted as it is. The key lies in how we choose to navigate these waters. By detecting the signs of insincerity, we can decide how to engage in a way that preserves our emotional well-being and aligns with our values. It allows us to conserve our energy and focus on interactions and relationships that are authentic and meaningful. Fostering authentic relationships becomes easier when we're able to filter through the noise, to distinguish between genuine connection and superficial pleasantries. This doesn't mean shutting out anyone who displays a hint of false cordiality. People are complex, and their reasons for putting on a facade can be numerous and nuanced. Sometimes it's a defense mechanism, a way to navigate their own insecurities or social anxieties. The goal then is not to judge, but to navigate these interactions with compassion and understanding, all while staying true to ourselves and our need for genuine connection. In the end, mastering the art of detecting false cordiality isn't just about avoiding potential pitfalls. It's about deepening our connections with others, about choosing to invest our time and energy in relationships that are rooted in sincerity and mutual respect. It's a journey toward more meaningful interactions, a step closer to building a circle of connections that reflect our desire for authenticity in a world that often celebrates the superficial. So trust your intuition, pay attention to the nonverbal cues, and remember that in the dance of social interactions, choosing which steps to follow can lead you to the most fulfilling relationships.
Closing thoughts. Your journey of Stoicism. Embarking on the path of personal growth and resilience, especially in the face of adversity and negativity, is akin to navigating through a dense, often unpredictable forest. The journey is fraught with challenges, yes, but it's also replete with opportunities for profound self-discovery and empowerment. This is where the ancient philosophy of Stoicism shines as a beacon of guidance, offering us tools not merely to endure, but to flourish amidst the trials and tribulations life throws our way. Stoicism, at its core, teaches us about the power of perception, about recognizing that while we may not have control over external events, we hold the reins to how we interpret and respond to them. It's a philosophy that champions resilience, equanimity, and the profound strength that comes from understanding our own capacity to choose our path, regardless of circumstances. By adopting a Stoic approach, we're not resigning ourselves to passivity or indifference. On the contrary, we're actively choosing to focus on what's within our power to change, our thoughts, our reactions, and our inner narrative. Imagine constructing a fortress within yourself, a sanctuary of peace that stands unassailable against the siege engines of negativity and toxicity. This fortress isn't built from stones of arrogance or the mortar of disdain for others' opinions. Rather, it's fortified by a deep, unwavering understanding of your own worth, a steadfast commitment to your principles, and the strength that comes from knowing that true peace is a state of mind, not a condition of circumstances. In this journey, we're not alone. Each of us is part of a larger community, a collective of individuals seeking to navigate life's storms with dignity, grace, and wisdom. Sharing our stories, our struggles, and our triumphs becomes a way to light the path, not only for ourselves, but for others as well. It's in this sharing that we find connection, support, and a deeper sense of purpose. So, as we draw this discussion to a close, I invite you to reflect on your own journey. Have you experienced moments where adopting a more Stoic perspective could have transformed a challenge into an opportunity for growth? How might building your inner fortress of peace change the way you face the inevitable adversities of life? If these ideas resonate with you, if you find value in exploring how Stoicism can enrich your journey, I encourage you to engage, to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights not only contribute to our collective wisdom, but also help foster a community of support and understanding. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, not just as a token of support for this channel, but as a commitment to your own journey towards a more peaceful, resilient life. And if you're eager to delve deeper into the principles of Stoicism and how they can be applied in the modern world, consider joining our community. The link in the description is your gateway to a wealth of resources, discussions, and connections with like-minded individuals. Together, let's navigate the complexities of life, armed with the wisdom of Stoicism and transform every encounter with negativity into a stepping stone towards our growth and flourishing. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Let's continue to explore, learn, and grow with wisdom and grace. As we wrap up today's exploration into navigating life's challenges with a blend of resilience and wisdom, I want to extend an invitation to each of you. This isn't just the end of a discussion, it's the beginning of a journey we can embark on together. A journey where we arm ourselves with understanding, empathy, and the shared experiences of a community that seeks to rise above negativity and toxicity. But to truly embark on this voyage of transformation, I need you to take a step with me. A step that signifies your commitment to not just being a passive listener, but an active participant in this journey. I encourage you to hit that subscribe button, not as a mere formality, but as a declaration of your willingness to join a community of like-minded individuals. A community that values peace, resilience, and the power of a positive mindset. By subscribing, you're not just keeping up with content, you're weaving yourself into the fabric of a group that supports, uplifts, and inspires each other to be better, stronger, and wiser versions of themselves. But our interaction doesn't end here. Joining our community, be it through comments, forums, or social media, offers you a platform to share your stories, your struggles, and your victories. It's a space where your voice can be heard, and your experiences can light the way for others navigating their own paths through the fog of life's challenges. Together, we can share strategies, offer support, and celebrate the milestones of our collective journey toward overcoming negativity and embracing a life filled with purpose, peace, and positivity. Let's not forget the essence of our discussion today. Your peace is your power. It's a reminder that amidst the chaos and the noise, the ability to find tranquility within ourselves is the ultimate strength. It's what enables us to face life's adversities with grace, to make decisions from a place of calm and clarity, and to extend kindness and understanding to others, even when faced with negativity. So, until we meet again, I urge you to carry this message with you. Stay strong in the face of challenges, stay wise in the midst of confusion, and stay connected with those who bolster your journey towards growth and self-discovery. Together, we have the power to transform the way we face negativity and toxicity, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth and adversity into avenues for empowerment. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I'm excited to see where this journey takes us. Remember, every step you take is a step towards a brighter, more resilient future. So, hit subscribe, join our community, and let's walk this path together. Until next time, stay strong, stay wise, and stay connected.